Everyone, it's Lee here, the bartending, photo boothing rental guy. Welcome to my party rental shop. Today we're talking about 20 by 30 marquee tents. Reviewing, unboxing, setup, everything you need to know. I'm giving it up. Whoa. Smell that? That's new tent smell. Nothing like it. Unless you just bought maybe a pack of crayons, I don't know. So when I started out 3 years ago, I started out with canopy pole tents. And canopy pole tents, I'd say they're almost amateur. And the reason that they're amateur is because the walls don't clip into the legs the same way, for the walls that I've seen anyways. And when the wind blows, they flap around, right? The legs for the canopy pole tents right here, they don't have anything where like a stake can buckle them in so that they don't sway. So, you know, they're not engineered for high wind. They were great because I could set them up all by myself. I was setting up 20 by 40s by myself and saving on labor, but as soon as I could, I went out and I bought 20 by 30 marquees. Anyways, today we're gonna go over this. All right, let's go. What's inside the 20 by 30 tent box? So when I ordered my 20 by 30 marquee tent, it gave me this nice, plywood tent box that I put on a roller. It's got handles because everything's quite heavy. Here's what's included with the tent. 14 eave poles, 6 lag poles, 2 center poles, 4 corner joiners, 7 sleeves, 6 foot pads, 2 center joints, 4 cross cables, 6 ratchet ropes, 10 stakes, 1 roof. You get this handy little manual that shows you a video on how to set up a tent. You want to see the video on how to set this up? Click right here. I made a little video for that just for you. So this is the tent manual. Set up a 20 by 30 and you get one of these with your tent. So the nice thing about marquee tents is it's pretty easy to pull up the little stakes that it uses. You don't need some heavy duty tools to install them. All last year I pretty much just used a 10-pound sledgehammer and the manual stake puller. So these little stakes here, you just put 2 in at each leg. There's 6 legs. So if I'm just going out for one 20 by 30 marquee tent, it's absolutely fine to have just a manual stake puller and a 10-ounce sludge and use these little stakes. If you have more stakes, you obviously want to use something like this. This little stake pounder pounds in those little ones. It takes 2 guys to lift the tent. So you basically put the top on, then you have to lift it. So what I have right here is a tent jack. So we use this to jack up one side so we don't have to use our backs. But there's also a tent lift tool that is very handy. And I'll show you the lift tool here. We've just got one right here. So with pole tents, you need to have ratchets to kind of keep the shape of the tent. With marquee tents, only if it's super windy so it doesn't sway. The frame keeps the shape of the tent, where pole tents, the tensioning from the ratchet straps keep the shape. So these are just 1-inch ratchets. I actually just use these ones for pop-up tents. So when you're buying high quality marquee tents, you should be buying high quality walls as well. Ones that buckle in, they don't go like this in the wind, right? So there's 2 types of walls for the marquees. There's rod tension. So these ones, they've got a rod right here in the middle so that they roll. And then there's the ones over here. Those are 2 doors with a 20-foot to make a 30-foot wall because I'm running out. So, and then there's the other kind that they just fold. And then they clip with the alligator clips like that. This is a rod tension wall. There is a rod inside it, an aluminum rod. And that rod makes it so that there's no wrinkling, and then the walls look nice and straight when they're buckled in. So the walls here, the height of this tent is 8 feet. So the poles go 8 feet high. So the walls are 8 feet by 20 feet on each one of these sides. And then this is a 30-foot wall here. And then you see up here how they clip in. So right here you can already see it's a good wall. They've got like good clips that clip onto the roof, the wires for sidewalls, but then they also have Velcro clips in case you want to have the wall just permanently on and you don't want to make it a sliding wall. And then the big thing is these alligator clips that are on it that clip around the side of the tent so that there's no wind whip, because wind whip is the devil. So those clips, basically you can undo the walls and you can just pull them back so they're just like drapes. Try that again, messy. All right, setting the tent up, you're gonna wanna lay all the parts on the ground as shown. And just put it together in a circle. Corner fitting. Fits on there. Middle fitting. This is what we lift the tent up by, is this part right here. And then these are aluminum poles here, but to keep it sturdy in the middle, we use these big, thick galvanized ones with a galvanized connector piece. And on this one, you see that it's got aluminum connector pieces. See these guys right here? They connect the tubes to make the tubes longer. These are tube connectors. So we've got our ropes here, and we're always keep them zip tied. So see how they're zip tied there? That way they won't get all tangled up. So we attach the ropes to these here. Okay, so with the ropes, you always attach the inside end first so that you can lift the outside end to get it to make it tight. So he's attaching the inside, and then we always go over, not under, so that it can attach correctly. See, he can lift it by itself easily, and then it attaches. Maybe I'll give him a little.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, let it down. And then you see as it's getting let down, it makes everything super tight. And that's what makes the tent square and not move around very much, is the cross cable wires. So now we grab a drop cloth or a tarp so that the white tent top doesn't touch the grass or the wires, so it's not really exposed. So Jaden's got a 20 by 30 tarp there that we're gonna drag. We always use the brown part to signify the ground, so we know that's kind of the dirtier side in the brown. And yeah, so we'll spread that out. I'm sweating in my eyes here. But see, there's corner pieces there. Those corner pieces are from under the tent, and they are what keeps the tent tension to the frame of the Marquee or the high peak frame tent. So this is our tool that we use to tension the tent top on. So Jaden, do you want to tension the other corners there? And we're gonna use Les's method. He's the one who taught us how to put these corners on. So this one's quite easy again. Okay, so it's kind of like stirring a teacup, right? So you put the steak in there like that, and then you angle it this way so that you can kind of just scoop the corner piece over there. So if yeah, it just scoops around, and then you pull it out, and then it's all right. Okay, but it'll get tighter on those corners, so we're gonna go do those corners. So we're installing a tent in an open field, and it's a little bit windy, so might as well just move the van right in front of where the wind's blowing so we can lift it up. All right, stakes in the back. Yep. Now it won't be able to fall back. Okay, and then we'll lower this down and then hook it onto that. Okay, so I'm kind of standing on it. He locked in the middle pole. Jaden's gonna lock in the next pole and the next one. So I'm just kind of standing on the stakes here. I probably should have moved it in a little bit more, but looks good to me. Okay, so we're removing the drop cloth now because the tent's not touching the ground anymore. And then we're gonna put the center poles in.
Perfect, give it a little twist there, so.
All right, so, oh, we still got the tarp up here. Anyways, we locked the pins in the corners. Here's the inside of the tent. We're just gonna tension the sides, make sure she's all square, peg some stakes in the bottom here, and then walk away. So, up on the corners here, there's 2 straps. We just wanna run one through the other one so that as they pull down, it just tightens the corners. There's a little S hook or this kind of hook. We put that through the foot. We'll just connect this so that we tighten every corner. And then all we do is just kind of pull down and this stays tight. So we pull down and now she's nice and tight. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking that little bell icon so you won't miss any future content that I have for you. As always, you stay classy. You know, it's been lonely working in this warehouse the last few months, but I think I've finally seen the light. Actually, just over here, I think I've seen the light. What is that? Is that the alphabet? Oh my gosh, let's go check it out. I'm Lee. I started a party rental business 3 years ago from the garage of my house. And I'm also a YouTuber, so I documented the process along the way. Now, I'm in a warehouse. I built my way up through 3 years, but I also have Marquee light up letters that I build. To build them, I had to create the plans. So I had to make all the measurements and make sure all the woodworking files. I had to take them to the CNC. I had to buy a CNC machine. I had to test them out. I had to do everything to make these letters. And then I thought, damn it, other people want to make these letters as well. So I put the plans up for sale. So now I have the plans for sale. You can go check them out. You can purchase them. I've even got a marketing package available so that you can learn how to sell these letters and make big money for minimal cost. We put all the costs into it, designing these. Me and Les, he's another YouTuber, this guy right here.
First of all, safety glasses.
Anyways, check out these files if you're interested. It's a super cool thing, and I think that you'll get a big benefit out of starting your light up marquee letter business like I did. And this is my shop.